what's kind of weird, a lot of jobs right now are hiring, but they're like 16 to 22 and very all average. I think even the chicken place, what's the name of that chicken place? It's Chick-fil-A. They're even hiring different positions like $15, $19 an hour. That's insane. So a lot of companies hiring. It's just being able to get the job. I called one of them. They had a medical equipment delivery, and it looked pretty cool. But then there was no pay, so they said write down what you think you should be paid. So I wrote down like 20 something an hour. I figured, maybe that's fair. And I called and they said, well, where's your application? How much you put down you wanted to be paid? And I told them, and they said, well, that's why you didn't get a call back. I was like, well, they should have let me know what they were hiring for. But I told her, I was having problems with my back and all. And she said, well, thank you. We'll call you if we're interested. But, they don't want to hire somebody that has problems with their back. So I got to probably find, it'd be cool to have a telecommute job. I just wasn't sure if I could sit at home in a little room all day, or sales or something. But it sure is nice just being out here. I'll show you this sky. Now look at that. Just look how pretty blue that sky is. My wife came out here a minute ago and said she wanted some fries. So I don't know if she's going to want me to take her to get fries or not. It's after 12 now. So yeah, everybody I was working with, they still working. Next week, I think they'll have to work, they get the whole week off. So this is Friday. Yeah, they'll get the whole week off, so they'll be off too. So I've been out at work about 9 days. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to walk in the woods, but let's see that. Just out here relaxing. I wonder what'd you do today? Everybody had to work, or they're getting ready to see the family for Thanksgiving. I know there's some people over there working and making a lot of hammer noise. Yeah, I could probably sit out here on my swing and go to sleep. But that the birds are awake. They're like making all kind of bird noises. Then you got the hammering, and it's kind of noisy out here. It's not noisy where we used to live, because this is like a major intersection. So you had cars coming all through the night. You didn't have all the animals. And I don't remember hearing the hammering either, not this much hammering. But yeah, it was pretty. I don't remember having a blue sky either, but we had just a little area to let the dogs out because they'd run off. So we had the fence in the front yard. And out here, you think you had more room, but you got other dogs got out. We had one of our neighbors' dogs got out and attacked one of the other neighbor's dogs. So it's made my son real paranoid about his dog. So he's kind of built like a Lord of the Flies fence. That story, Lord of the Flies, where all the kids, like 12 years old, started their own like tribal society. He's built something like that. Even has a skull on the front of it, a whole skeleton. But yeah, you never know. But I guess jobs are like the lottery. You got to be in it to win it. You got to apply for it to get it. The business-wise, man, I wish I was smart enough to have a little business. I'd love to do that. But I have no idea what I do. So, probably, there's a guy I was talking to. He's talking about doing the hot shot stuff. Getting the load boards and going to pick up loads. That sounds really cool. He has like during the week he's got off. He just works the weekend shift. So, you know, you got that much time off, you'd have time to figure out what a business is if you have something. But I heard this guy talking about business. You know, if you have a business and it costs a lot of money, then, you know, most businesses should be run without a lot of money invested on when you're starting up. So you have to have a good idea and then a good plan to execute it. So we'll see. Maybe come up with some kind of idea. Or just sit here, look at the blue sky and be in La La Land. I know one thing that's always good is coffee. I wouldn't get the donut shop coffee. That stuff is strong, and I don't really like bitter stuff. I can't hardly drink certain teas, but the Dunkin' Donuts, the ground coffee you can get from the Dunkin' Donuts store, it's like $10 for a little 16-ounce bag, and it makes a lot of coffee. You know, I got videos where I'm making coffee. That coffee is smooth and goes down good, and it's a diuretic, so you know, this ain't medical advice, but it also helps you get rid of excess fluid. It's better than sodas, you know. But the donut shop or whatever it was, we got some free 2 bags of that. My wife had it in coffee pot. She wasn't going to tell me, see if I noticed a difference. Oh yeah, I noticed a difference. It was like a tangy, bittery taste. It was real bitter and strong and wasn't smooth at all. It's like, ugh. And I made it just like I make my coffee, the same amount of creamer and everything. And I was like, ooh, I can't handle this. But Dunkin' Donuts coffee with the creamer is smooth. You know, even though I've cut back, it's still smooth and delicious. So, you know, I think I'll go make some coffee. Might put on some shoes. See what I can do. So, you know, so thank y'all for watching. Me trying to figure out what in the world to do. Sound like one of my neighbors riding around. Watching me chill out on my front porch. This swing, I think I got this swing from Lowe's probably 20-something years ago. And it survived all the moves we've had. I had a picnic table I got at the same time. That's out in the yard, but it's for better wear. You know, it'll come up if you try to move it now. The boards are loose, and I patched it up. But the swing still works. It doesn't have the original cushions on it or the canopy thing. But it has good bones. And look at that. That feels so nice. Kind of like being rocking like a baby. So yeah, it still has good bones, you know. And it doesn't, I think I did have to replace one of the springs. I think one of my springs broke. I had to order a spring that holds the side up. But besides that, it's been good. It stays on the porch wherever we've been, you know, out of the weather, and makes a nice little seat to do this. So this thing, this will last 30 more years. It's going to outlive me. And then they'll probably get hauled off to the dump. I hope they keep it as a relic, you know. The Mr. Oh Wow swing. But yeah, let me get off here and go make some coffee and probably talk a couple more times a day. So see y'all. Keep up the grind.